past couple of days, the Palestinian resistance has been publishing more details about operations happening inside of the Gaza Strip. One of the most important ones took place in Beit Lahia, and the reason why the one in Beit Lahia was very important was the fact that it's exactly at the border with Israel, in one of the most northern parts of Israel, and they had a very big ambush against the genocide forces. Now there are more attacks, this time coming from Saraya al-Quds, the armed wing of the PIJ. They blew up a whole house full of IDF terrorists in Shuja'iyya. A building full of IDF terrorists. This is happening for the 5th time approximately in a course of 3 weeks. These ambushes that are happening all across of the Gaza Strip from the Palestinian resistance, despite the fact that Israel is pushing a campaign with all of its force, almost all of the Israeli forces, ground forces, are in Gaza. Everyone they can. Giv'ati, Nahal, Golani, Kfir, all of their divisions and brigades that are available, they've sent them to Gaza. Paratroopers, no paratroopers, everything in Gaza. And they're getting all of that. And they're selling the people the lie that they are about to, that's it, occupy and control all of the Gaza Strip. And when they speak about certain buffer zones, for example, this Morag line that they created in Rafah, as if there's no one there. However, the images that came and the footage that came from Gaza about aid and people going in to take the aid, it proved that there is a large population. As a matter of fact, the American side said that due to the large number of people coming in and taking the aid, we had to go back and dismantle the place and let the people take the remaining bits of the aid. Again, totally in a non-humanitarian way. So there was no shortlisting. There was no aid being provided based on the families or the size of your family. None of that. Just people coming in, getting books. And of course, some people would be starving, will try and get anything and go back and flee after all of that. But the fact that the Palestinian resistance is still able to conduct very heavy attacks against the terror forces of Israel and Gaza is proving that this whole campaign is ineffective against the Palestinian resistance. Not only publishing these actions coming from the Palestinian resistance with recorded footage, analysis, detailed mapping of where the Israeli terrorists are, and also luring them with an ambush. So you have intelligence, you have everything that they need in terms of planning, the relevant weapons being used against the Israeli terror forces, and they're recording all of that and publishing it to the people, with Israel confirming that they are getting attacks. Less so in the past week or so, by the way. Israel was confirming that it was being hit more when the armed wing of Hamas was starting to attack more with what they called the Gates of Hell campaign that they opened against Israel in South Gaza that extended to other parts too. But recently, Israel hasn't been confirming that it's getting heavy attacks in Gaza, probably due to pressure from the Israeli government. Because previously, Israel was very, very quiet about the intensity of attacks that came from the Palestinian side, and it didn't really reveal any details up until it went really big, up until things started to escalate further, and up until some information was recorded or leaked or passed censorship. It was inevitable to publish it to the Israeli public, but now they clearly took a step back in terms of confirmation or admitting that certain things are taking place against the Israeli genocide forces.